Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Barry Strong Guide to Shipwrecks. It turns out that shipwrecks are everywhere, and they offer a fascinating glimpse into maritime history. Any stretch of water at low tide will reveal some of these fascinating relics, and in this 1074-part guide, we'll be taking you on an epic tour. Hello and welcome to the setup video for the Lost in La Mancha. Lost in Time and Space Mythos pack. And this has to be the briefest and most straightforward setup instructions that we've ever seen in a scenario. So that's great! You're only going to need 5 encounter sets. And you use the sorcery set in the previous scenario where Doom awaits and possibly the Hideous Abomination one too. But let's go through them. We have sorcery. 3 copies of Beyond the Veil and 3 copies of Visions of Futures Past. The Beyond, which is 2 copies of Arcane Barrier, 2 Pushed into the Beyond, and 2 Terror from Beyond. Hideous Abominations, which is 1 Servant of the Lurker, and 2 Conglomeration of Spheres, and Agents of Yog-Sothoth. 2 copies of Offer of Power, and 2 copies of Ythian Observer. With this being the final instalment, you might be extra keen to avoid the spoilers. And through a combination of scientific research and bacon sandwiches, we've discovered a way where you can avoid them. This is how your Mythos pack comes, with Vicious Blow leading the player cards on the top. So the first thing you want to do is slide off the bottom 3 cards, which are locations: Tear Through Time, Edge of the Universe, and Another Dimension. So what you're going to do is put these 2 aside, ready to come into play later, and then put this one in play, and that's where your investigator starts. You start in Another Dimension. How cool is that? Then from the bottom you're going to slide off the 4 act cards, which are in order, and the 4 agenda cards, which are in order. You don't need to remove any, you just stack them up and play them as they come. Then what you're going to do is turn the whole deck over like this. There's your scenario reference card on the top, so remove that, put it into play, ready to go, and then separate your scenario cards from your player cards. And the scenario card at the bottom like this, the one next to the player cards, you're going to remove this and set it aside. This is Yog-Sothoth. Don't look at it. It'll be much more fun if you don't. Then shuffle these in with the other encounter sets. That's your encounter set ready to go. Nothing else to remove. Off we go. So just to summarise, you're going to set aside the 2 locations, Edge of the Universe and Tear Through Time. You're going to put the Another Dimension location into play, and your investigators will start there. And you're also going to set aside the Yog-Sothoth unique enemy card, which is the one next to the player cards. Then shuffle all the cards together to make your encounter deck, and you're virtually ready to go. If you're worried that's not a lot of locations, there's a small little hint here that you may see some other locations emerging during gameplay. If all goes well, your setup should look a little something like this. Oh, bugger, it's gone non-Euclidean again. Stupid Other Dimension. So here is what our setup looks like. You've got your scenario reference card, 4 acts and 4 agendas all in order, your encounter deck, you set aside 2 locations ready to bring in later, and Yog-Sothoth himself. Try not to look now. And all your investigators are starting off at the only location in play, Another Dimension. Pay close attention. You flipped it over, but there aren't any clues to put on it. And you've had a bit of a double take by looking at the massive shroud value, which we aren't going to spoil for you. And please post in the comments section your reaction when you saw Yog-Sothoth for the first time. Ha ha! He's going to squish you like a bug.